writing lyrics for me is just fun, you know, like I was an English major in school, and writing was the only part about school that I liked, you know, creative writing and making stories and stuff like that. And so, you know, applying it into a band was just natural, you know what I mean, because I like to write and stuff. So, I don't know, I just like to kind of make a little story, you know, like just a 3-minute story, you know, and I guess that's kind of influenced by mostly the old school wave of death metal, you know, Cannibal Corpse, obviously, because they always have that. Each song is a little, you know, like a Tales from the Crypt episode or something, kind of, you know, for lack of a better explanation, you know. And I don't know, it's just been fun, man. It's been cool that people are into the lyrics, you know. It means a lot to me. It makes me want to push harder and, you know, come up with weirder, crazier stuff, you know. Like on the last record, there's that song about a mother who has a child and the child is dead, but she's still, like, trying to breastfeed it and, you know what I mean, loving it and caring for it and bathing it. And, you know, I just try to think of stuff that kind of freaks me out, you know, and I consider myself kind of, you know, I've seen everything in death metal, you know. Like, I've been into death metal since I was young, you know, like fucking 13 or something. I'm 28, so the gore, the dead babies and all that stuff, I've seen it all. You know, it doesn't scare me anymore, but, you know, I try to think about young kids getting into this stuff, and I try to, you know, to scare the shit out of them. And it's like my goal to kind of creep them out, make their skin crawl or something, you know. You don't want to know about the business, man. There's so much out there that kids don't understand about touring and about, like, we don't make any money from our label, you know, we get a little bit. It's not like that, you know. Kids are like, why aren't you in the bus right now? It's like, well, because we have to pay for it, you know. Nothing comes for free, man. It seems like it might, you know, but the kids out there that are trying to get into bands and get out there, it's a 1 in a 1 billion chance, you know, that you're gonna get out there. It's sorry, but we just got lucky, man. I don't know why us and why not some other band. Just right time, right place, man. So that's more than half of the battle for making it in a band. But as far as, you know, the business goes, and it's just ugly, man. It just sucks. I try to not get involved in that aspect of things too much because I don't want to take away from my energy for metal, my love for metal, my passion for it, you know what I mean? I want it to always be something that makes me happy and, you know, excites me. So, you know, there are other guys in the band that take care of the business aspect a bit more than I do, you know what I mean? And for me, my aspect of the band is like, it's being the person, the voice, you know, a lot of interviews and, you know, being very visible and stuff. So it's a back and forth, you know, give and take. No, and I've never been. My parents were pretty much just atheists or agnostic, you know, just. And I went to church a couple times when I was young, and I just felt like I didn't belong. I didn't know why, you know. Probably because I just didn't understand anything, you know what I mean? Had no background in you know, Christianity whatsoever. So going to the church and with my, like, you know, my friends next door, whatever, that were religious, you know, when you're young, you're like, oh, go to church with us on Sunday. You know, I was there, I was like, you know, and then there was a while where I was confused about God, you know, where I thought maybe there was one and that I was like a bad person, you know. I was like, you know, I was young, starting to masturbate and stuff like that, and you get really fucking confused about that kind of shit. Like, they're like, that's evil, you're bad, you know, and I was like, but it feels so great. So, you know, eventually, like, coming into metal at, like, 12, 13, around there, 11, and meeting other people that were into metal and stuff, it made it all right, you know what I mean? It's like, no, there isn't a God, dude. So, whatever, do whatever you want, you know? And I was like, okay, good. It was just like, I found my place, I found my friends, I found, you know, it's like I wasn't into sports and I wasn't into school, you know what I mean? It's like, I wasn't a bad kid, you know, but it just wasn't my thing, you know? I was like, I don't know, man. What am I going to do with my life, you know? And, you know, when I got into metal, I didn't think I was going to sing in a band or, you know, I wanted to, you know, obviously. But it was never a plan of mine to go out and be on tour or something. It just happened. We just got lucky, you know, and I don't know, man. Religion just, I don't know, I'm still atheist, I take a kind of a religious standpoint, I guess, in the lyrics sometimes, like promoting Satanism and stuff like that, but a lot of the, the ideals of Satanism I do agree with, you know what I mean, in a way. It's all about self-preservation and about being a strong individual and, you know what I mean, like, stuff like that I think is really interesting, and a lot of the Satan stuff is just, it's just metal, dude, you know what I mean? Like, that's death metal, to sing about Satan and, to kind of try to scare the fuck out of everybody, So, yeah, I'm not a religious guy, but, If we want to get real personal, Megadeth is my all-time favorite band of all time. Like, insanely, I'm not much into, their stuff anymore, but when Euthanasia came out, that was the first, like, where he was, going towards Christ and stuff. And even when I was young, like 8th grade, like 13, like that album, like, broke my heart. Because it wasn't mean anymore, you know what I mean? And I was like, man. Because seriously, I wore a Megadeth shirt every single day. I was like that douchebag, that you see at school that's like way too into one thing. That was me, and it was Megadeth, So that record was kind of like a heartbreaker. And then him going religious and stuff was just like, I was like, I don't know, man. So, so I don't know, man. Whatever. He has a whole different lifestyle than me. Like, I have never fucking shot heroin, and you know what I mean. Like, died and been brought back to life or any crazy shit like that. So a lot of people turn to God, coming out of drug addiction and stuff like that. So I'm not trying to slight the motherfucker. You know what I mean? And so. No, man, I never really thought about it, but it is kind of getting close. I guess it just doesn't mean as much to the other guys because Brian and I are the only guys that have been around for that long, And there's a whole part of the band, like, where we were just a local band playing in Michigan, you know what I mean? And I don't even really consider that to be, it is part of the band history, but nobody was coming to see us. We were horrible. We didn't have any of the songs that we have now. It was like a whole different thing, man. So it's just, I don't know. Maybe when it's the 10th anniversary for Unhallowed, that would be more of a thing, you know what I mean? But I think we started in like 2000, 2001, around there. Yeah, we had a lot of years where we just had no money, no van, driving in 4 or 5 cars to every show with your equipment in the back seat. Just like every other local band, man. That was us, I don't know, we're just going to keep making music and keep coming over here, and we appreciate the enthusiasm here, so we'll definitely be back and try to keep making records that kids will like, so thank you. Gracias.
Search and destroy.